Brought to you by Penguin.
High on Life: How to Naturally Harness the Power of 6 Key Hormones and Revolutionize Yourself. Written and read by me, David JP Phillips. Introduction. Sometimes you ask for things and then receive them, only not in the way you expected. It all changed for me on a murky autumn day in November. My wife Maria and I had gone out for a walk when, out of nowhere, as we were crossing a bridge, I was struck by a sensation I had never experienced before in my adult life. I paused, frozen by the shock of it. Maria looked at me, tilted her head to one side as she often does, and asked me, "What's the matter, love?" I tried my best to describe to her how I felt. She gave off a little surprised laugh and told me, "That sounds like happiness to me." 5 minutes later, the feeling had passed, and the dark emptiness that I was used to had returned. However, our story actually begins before that day. A few months earlier, I had been in Gothenburg on a lecturing trip. I was giving a keynote speech on communication, which only makes what I'm about to relate to you all the more embarrassing. After finishing the first half of my lecture, I declared that it was time for a break. I remained at my computer doing nothing in particular. This is a gambit we lecturers sometimes use at half-time in the hope that somebody will walk up to us and give us a pat on the shoulder and a compliment. It's a nice way to get energized for the second half. And indeed, in the corner of my eye, I spotted a woman approaching. Her hesitant gait and the way she cautiously leaned into my private space, however, made it plain that what I was about to receive was definitely not a compliment. Instead, she told me, "I just thought you should know that you've been consistently using our competitor's name instead of ours in all your examples." I thought I was going to sink through the floor. How could this be happening? I'm a rhetorician. I weigh every last word with great care before uttering it. But this wasn't the first time this had happened. On the train heading home, I thought to myself, my career is over. If I don't even know what I'm saying, how can I say anything at all? The event in Gothenburg was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I made an appointment to see my family doctor. Again. "David, what did I tell you last time?" His words were heavy with reproach. "You came here 2 years ago complaining about twitches in your face. I told you they were caused by stress and that you needed to slow down, do less and recover. Then you came back last year complaining about stomach and heart issues. I told you the same thing then. And now you're back again, telling me that your stress is causing you neurological problems. How am I ever going to get through to you? If you don't change your life now, you could end up with incurable problems. In my estimation, you'll need at least 3 years to get back to where you were, and there's no way to speed that up, so don't even think of trying." I left with my tail between my legs and tears streaking down my face, and proceeded to take my formerly invincible self home and to bed. I ended up not getting out of bed for the next 2 months. Depression hit me with full force, and I felt myself sinking lower than ever. I cried every day of the summer of 2016. Each day felt more pointless than the last. Everything bored me. The only routine I remember maintaining was my evening prayer that I wouldn't have to wake up in the morning and that I could just go to sleep forever. So many people cared, so many wanted to help, but nothing made any difference. That is, until one day as the summer came to an end, what Maria told me then would change my life and lay the groundwork for the first and most essential tool I went on to create for my course in self-leadership and for this book, the stress map. Now I'd like to take you back to the sentence that opened this book. Sometimes you ask for things and then receive them, only not in the way that you expected. I work as an international lecturer, coach, and educator.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?